Yachty.
Okay, we are live. Well, she certainly seems to be having a good time watching herself.
Yeah, she sounds like I would if I lost a little bit of weight. Actually, she sounds a lot like me when I look at my old Facebook photos.
Oh, I wish I was thin at some point in my life. But, I lost 15 pounds as a result of trying to go to Tokyo. So, eventually one day.
Well, it sounds like that needs to. Sounds like you might want to keep that up if you're feeling like it.
Yeah, it's fun. Ah, she's cosplaying now.
There she goes. It still fits. It's fine.
So does it fit? It does fit.
Yeah, I don't see anyone who would complain about that kind of stuff.
And there she is. How can what happen? It's so you're a little soft. It's fine. It's fine.
I also have to say she has a pretty good choice in cosplaying characters.
There's nothing wrong with decent Tifa cosplay.
So, anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pedro Brown Guyton Rodriguez.
And I'm Nathan Blackbash Hall.
And we are Post of Apocalypse, and this is the most boring anime podcast ever.
And of course, we intend to let you know that by our vocal tones.
So, like always, this is the show about where we put a spotlight on you, the fans, and all your work and passion towards the anime. Actually, let's play this one before we start. And so I hear you went to Anime Los Angeles.
Why, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And I hear you have a story for us. That sounds exciting.
Well, it was, well, this trip was a little bit less than stellar, but I can tell you all about that in a moment.
Oh, sure. Let me play some Dated Live while we're talking. And, there we go. So, go on.
Well, I say that we had a little bit of a issue with going to Anime Los Angeles. I'd like to preface this statement by saying that this was absolutely not an issue with the staff that ran the convention. I believe that staff is world class. They are absolutely wonderful people, and I would absolutely love to go to many events that they run at any point. But I will tell you something about what happened to us. We didn't have a lot of time to go to the convention over the week because, of course, day 0 is Wednesday, I believe, and we have full-time jobs that don't let us get out to the convention center until about 8 o'clock, by which during the week the registration room is closed. We wouldn't be able to pick up our badges, so we decided to go on Saturday morning and Sunday morning. And of course, because it's a convention, we decided to cosplay. But because we've gained a significant amount of weight since we've begun our cosplaying years, our choices were a little limited. So we decided that we were going to go ahead and cosplay as Jedi Knights, our newest cosplay, really. And cosplays that we really we both really like. Plus, Jedi, samurai, it fits the anime aesthetic. So we grab our costumes, we grab our prop lightsabers, and we head off to the convention. Um, After putting everything on in the parking lot, we head down to one of the entrances, and we're stopped by a couple of other Star Wars cosplayers who told us, "You won't be able to come in through this entrance."
Oh,
Uh,
really?
right? Yes. For some reason, they weren't allowing anyone with metal props to come in through that entrance. So we're like, okay, this doesn't seem to be the area that we need to go to pick up our badges anyway. So we'll go to the other side and see if that entrance will be more accommodating. And of course, knowing my luck, they were not. They took one look at the props that we had this hand them over to them to check it out. They noticed that a part of it, the hilt, was made out of metal, specifically aluminum, and
Hmm.
told us that our props were not allowed inside of the convention at all.
It's rather interesting that aluminum wouldn't be allowed inside the convention.
Well,
Seeing how many hot dogs are wrapped in aluminum.
fair, and that would be they you can get them any day of the week inside the convention center if you decide to pay for overpriced food. But
Mhm.
it ended up being that we found out when we got there that there was a change to the weapons policy that was made at 8 o'clock in the evening before,
Oh dear.
that no props made out of metal or wood of any kind would be allowed inside the convention center during the convention.
So if you were to buy a bunch of hot dogs and use aluminum wrappings from it to make a prop, that would be a no-no?
That would be a no-no.
Oh my.
You're not allowed to use any. And of course, our lightsabers were like a fairly heavy grade aluminum, but still aluminum, and still very clearly metal. So they didn't want to let us in. So we did a little bit of investigating, and by investigating, I mean we asked for answers as to why this information was not presented to anyone via the website or the app or the printed material that was provided by the convention. Now, I say I include the app because I don't believe that the app was updated in order to reflect that this rule change um, was made.
This
I don't
Chad,
Mhm.
really
this
know
absolute Hulk.
because I don't
When people say the
really
term legal
I didn't
lolly,
use the
this
app
is what
this
they mean.
year.
Okay, this is what they mean. This
Mhm.
is an obvious stash.
Anyway,
Is this a trap? Is this a
we
trap?
ended up having to
Yes.
escalate
Damn it!
the
I never
issue up
watched Let
to
Us, but I've
someone who
seen
was in
enough porn
charge
of these
of
characters to
props
know that
of the
they
prop checking department,
they're
uh,
packing under that.
and eventually we got to one of the higher ups in the convention operations division
Mhm.
who
The real
authored the
surprise is when you
statement
look up the answers.
and
You know
as
me.
as a official writ of complaint
Is that boy?
and
Is
communicate
that boy
this
extra?
to the convention center, who we found
Yes.
out
Knew it.
implemented this rule.
Guys, I can
At
smell it.
8
Exactly. I can
p.m. the night
smell the
before.
boy smell coming
Yes.
off this
Hmm.
image. This is an
Now
easy. This is an easy
there were
obviously.
some other interesting rules. I've
Based,
been going to
based,
conventions in this new
absolutely
era
based.
of
Bro, look at the veins on this.
extreme
On this.
care, let me say.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna
That
go
is
ahead and
an
go straight
easy,
to the
easy,
website
easy stash. Why do they
um
need to wear a
for
shirt
the
if they're not
convention
gonna
just
wear
so
it?
I can read the
That's
weapons
no.
policy
Come on,
that's
come on.
listed on the
Hulk, tell it.
website.
Mhm.
Give me just a moment to do so. So props
See?
policy.
Listen, he kind of packed it though.
Um
Kinda packed it.
Now, here's what's on the website. We
What?
recognize that costume-related props are sometimes an important part of the costume experience, so our convention has the following props policy for costume-related props in place. No firearms or replica firearms that can be confused for real weapons, including airsoft guns, BB guns, cap guns, paintball guns, and pellet guns. And in bold, it says must be 50% quote unquote safety color, not just the tip if the tip can be removed. Safety color is defined by as fluorescent orange only
Mhm.
and must be visible even when the weapon is sheathed. So anyone who is cosplaying as, say, Revy from Black Lagoon has to coat 50% of their prop weapon in fluorescent orange.
Hmm.
Next rule, no functioning projectile weapons, including water pistols, silly string guns, and ping pong pistols. Seems self explanatory. No one wants to get shot in the eye.
Especially with
Uh,
that silly string.
yes. No hard material bladed weapons of any kind are allowed on site, even if sheathed. So this basically means swords, bats, anything that's like hard that you can, anything made of a hard material um, that's bladed cannot be allowed. So that's basically just. I'll amend my statement before it. It effectively terminates at swords, like bladed weapons. Uh, Explosives or chemicals of any kind, including but not limited to smoke powder, sparklers, and fireworks, are not permitted at the con. Do not bring anything that would annoy another attendee. Self explanatory.
Hmm.
No blunt weapons, including brass knuckles, clubs, and nunchaku. So, nunchucks, baseball bats, that sort of thing, not allowed. No hard prop weapons, including props made of metal, wood, fiberglass, and glass. No sticks attached to signs. All signs must be held by hand and of appropriate size that does not contain any solicitation. And finally, there will be absolutely no play acting with props indoors. Sounds
That sounds reasonable.
a little overcautious, but reasonable all the way through. And of course, all weapons must be non-working and peace bonded.
Hmm.
So here's where we ran into trouble. These are rules that were updated as of December 23rd, 2022 at 10:27 a.m. So they're rules that have been in place for a while,
Yeah.
and has served the convention very well. We come to the convention center and we find out that the morning of the convention on Saturday that the rule has been changed to absolutely nothing metal or wood, including balsa wood, including bamboo, would be allowed inside the convention center. We would have to store them in our cars, which is fine for us. That's what we did eventually. But this presented another problem for other people. The Star Wars cosplayers that we ran into who advised us to go to the other door, they were dropped off. They had no car
Oh,
to store their stuff into. And with so they're stuck with all the props that they have. They don't have a hotel room. They can't get into the convention without either throwing their prop away. Well, actually, really just without throwing their prop away.
yeah. At this point, the this makes it for a very difficult situation. This would also make a difficult situation for someone who is still waiting for the hotel to open up
Yes.
because
Yes, it
they.
would.
I mean, I remember back in my days of convention hopping, we would go the day of opening ceremony to get the hotel room. We might get our
Yes.
badges the night before, but no, we wouldn't be able to afford a hotel room for the night before the convention. So that would make a hindrance until at least 4 p.m. when the hotel will finally give us our room.
Yes. And that, of course, assumes that you had a hotel room to go into at some point during the weekend.
Yes.
So we left a statement with the convention staff, not the convention center staff, but the convention staff. There's a difference here. Um, and we can tell during now these are some of these people actually know personally,
Hmm.
and I could tell that these were there something was happening during this time that they didn't like. Um, and specifically, it was the rules that were coming down from the convention center that was really the culprit.
Uh,
As far as I understand it, the convention wouldn't implement these rules without actually warning people ahead of time, as far as I understand it.
mhm,
Um, but of course, with the convention center making a rule change in the middle of the event, that makes things troublesome to say the least.
mhm,
Now, this could have been speculation with us on our part, motivated by our annoyance by not being able to bring our lightsabers in. Um, but there was another wrinkle that occurred during the convention while we were there. Um, when we came in, we saw that there were some people with gun props, um, abiding by the rules. So or at least attempting to abide by the rules, with um, half of their guns being uh, safety colored. We find out several hours later, talking to some of our other convention friends, that a new rule was implemented while we were there, effectively saying that no gun props of any kind were allowed.
mhm.
This was
Hang on.
the day.
That was a lot more louder than I thought it was going to be. I apologize.
No worries. That was that was my end also. Like whenever the video client doesn't change, it just like resets everything. I totally get it.
Okay, is that good?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. So where was I?
Um.
Ah, yes. Gun props. Suddenly, gun props were not allowed at all.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of uncertainty with regard to what was allowed and what wasn't allowed during the convention as the show was going on. And of course, there was no updates made to the website. I'm looking at the website right now, and their update as of December 23rd, 2022, still stands. You can look at it right now.
Hmm.
Now, aside from that, oh, and by the way, I do owe somebody a margarita or two for um, not really for anything that I did, but I could tell that he was stressing out over how everything went during the convention. So like he definitely has earned my goodwill. So I'm going to take him out for margaritas. But
Hmm.
um, aside from this whole dust up with regard to the prop policy, we had a wonderful time. Um, a lot of a lot of things were actually no, I take it back. I was going to say a lot of things were fairly easy to find. It's the Long Beach Convention Center. No, they were not.
Hmm.
And if you've been to Anime Expo at the Long Beach Convention Center, like specifically the year 2007, I know that was like the return to the Long Beach Convention Center.
Hmm.
Um, the layout's weird, and they have weird rules as with regard to like how you can enter certain areas at certain times. It was very very strange. I found the I found one of the days going to the convention a few years ago. I think the first year that Anime Los Angeles went to the Long Beach Convention Center to be rather refreshing because it was small enough to only really populate one building. The convention has since expanded to two buildings, and this problem is now a problem again.
I remember the days when AX was that big.
Yeah. So, um, there were some layout issues. There were some rooms I was not able to find because of the layout of the convention center and the rooms that the convention was allowed to use. Aside from all of that, I still had a very good time. I was still able to run into people that I hadn't seen in a very long time since going to since attending conventions before, the world went crazy.
Hmm.
Um,
Now, is this the World Went Crazy or the World Went Crazy Part 2 or the World Went Crazy, the trilogy?
Flip a coin.
Okay.
Um, but I did reunite with some people that I hadn't seen for several years. I was able to enjoy some of the programming. Saturday was a little sparse, mostly because that was the day of the masquerade, and I didn't really attend the masquerade. Um, but yeah, I would say that Anime Los Angeles has some. It's because of how big it's become and its location in Long Beach. There are some there are some wrinkles that have to be ironed out now. But
Hmm.
aside from that, the convention still has the same community vibe that it always has. It's just a little bigger, and I would say that it is definitely worth going to. Just go ahead, just make preparations ahead of time in case some of your plans aren't able to be utilized. Oh, and we did encourage people who were affected by these rule changes to file an official complaint with the convention to the convention center so that they can so that the convention has some leverage in which to get some policies changed.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah. No, a word to those who may be unaware. You you want to be as polite as you can with convention.
Wait, one more time?
You want to attempt to be as polite as possible with conventions.
Okay.
Largely, they are a volunteer force. Like I don't, aside from some of the higher ups, I don't think anybody is ever paid. But and they're doing it out of they're working long hours. This goes from personal experience. They usually work long hours to retain their staff status, um, and they do it out of love. They really
Hmm.
don't deserve to be um, aggressively engaged unless they personally show that they need to be. Like if they're being dickish. Um,
Oh my.
for the most part, I think the staff can be engaged in a very polite and professional way.
Hmm.
So if you have a complaint, just keep that in mind. Go in, make the complaint, be as polite as you can, and then just go about your day.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been to. I didn't frequent Anime Los Angeles as much as you did. I'm glad that you were able to, your relationships with them, they was able to help mend the situation.
And for the most part, the staff is typically very nice. They don't really want to. I don't think I've really run into anybody who is like quote unquote power hungry. And even if they were, they don't tend to last very long as staff at that convention,
Hmm.
which is a pretty positive thing, I think.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah,
I hope our
that's my story with regard to Anime Los Angeles.
yeah, and I hope everyone has been enjoying our heroine kicking up that potato meal with her leg, and
Oh, those are potatoes.
yeah, I think they're potatoes.
I thought that might have been souffle. Then again, I've never actually had a souffle, so I don't really know.
Souffle is served in a much smaller ramekin. It's pretty hot, but it's served in the same size as a usually the same size as creme brulee.
Gotcha. So I'm way
So
off.
yeah,
That's
that's
okay.
okay. And of course, I have the excuse of being a pastry chef, so I would know these kinds of things.
Yeah, you do have the leverage.
Yes, I do. So let's check out some stuff that fans have made. Okay. So we made I found a few. So I'm going to start with, I think, yeah, we're going to start with Donkey Kong Sticker Bush Symphony from Instrument Maniac.
Ah.
Now, did you ever play Donkey Kong Country 2?
Oh, you're gonna be mad at me. I have never had the pleasure.
Even Donkey Kong Country 1?
No, not really. I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up.
Okay. Well, it can't be helped.
Yeah, I would love to help it now by going and buying a Super Nintendo and picking up all these games that I missed out on. Unfortunately, a lot of them are just they're collector's items now, so I'd have to spend a lot of money.
Mhm. I think I still have my Donkey Kong Country 2. But anyways, this is the music for the game. It's a specific level where you're in a thorn bush, and they play this music in the background.
Believe it or not, I have been looking for this tune for several weeks now. I just forgot what it was.
Yeah. So it's called Sticker Bush Symphony. It's very melancholic.
It is.
So yes, please enjoy.
It's also very relaxing.
Yes. For anyone who's had a hard day or anything like that, just put this one on.
Something tells me that there was another group that did a cover of this song.
Yeah, there's multiple covers, multiple groups. This is a very popular song. He's got quite the emotional face.
Now I wonder who was responsible for covering for doing the cover version that I'm familiar with.
For
It
looking
might
at
have
it.
been. I think it might have actually been Super Soul Bros.
Something to share for next time.
Yeah.
I wonder if he stole that sax from Kenny G. Probably not.
Makes me wonder if Kenny G's still alive.
Well, I hope so.
Still alive.
Oh, that's good.
Still active.
Now, I'm assuming he's not moving his finger that quickly in real life. A little bit of trick editing.
It would be impressive if it wasn't.
Hey, Sony seems to be enjoying himself here.
Well, music is a thing to be enjoyed.
How was the karaoke bar at the convention this year?
You know, I never found the room.
Oh no. That's a shame.
It's probably my fault.
Any other special events that you come to memory?
Um, I did find the um, I did find e-gaming
Hmm.
and the tabletop room. Didn't
Hmm.
really partake in either one, but I did find the rooms. I did also find some very good fudge that they were selling.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, one of the vendors was a fudge vendor.
Hmm.
I probably should have refused the I probably should have refused the free sample, but I
Oh, yeah.
didn't, and here we are.
Yeah. So yeah, they just showed the original composer, David Wise, and the level right there.
Very
So,
nice.
so fudge. Huh.
Yeah, the fudge is good. They had different flavors. You'd think that it'd just be like a hint of flavor with a lot of chocolate flavor, but no, it was accurate. There was a peanut butter whiskey fudge that they had, and it tasted like peanut butter whiskey.
Hmm. We actually at this restaurant that I work at, we have this chocolate tort with a Bailey's cremeux. We take milk chocolate, we make a cremeux out of it, and we also add Bailey's to it. Tastes just like Bailey's.
Excellent. I mean, anything that tastes like Bailey's is a win for me.
Hmm. Oh, and here's another performer. I take it you didn't get to play this game at any time either?
Oh, I've heard this song so much.
Oh, yes. Memes have, it survived through memes and such.
Indeed, makes me wonder. Kind of just makes me wonder what is it that actually survives? Like, what is it about things that survives um the rigors of time?
Hmm.
It's like that copy of that signed copy of The Room that he has in the background.
Oh, yes. It's such a fun song to play. And the levels that the song was played on were so fun to play.
I'm gonna have to take on that.
Yeah. I have to get a, let's see, what are they called? Oh, yes, a Nintendo Switch. I believe you can probably play this on a Nintendo Switch nowadays.
I'll have to look for it. What is the instrument that he's playing in the main?
I'm not sure. I want to pick a zoo, but that would be way off.
It strikes me as a little kazoo-like, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's very well crafted. Usually, toy instruments like that don't have a bunch of sound, a lot of wind. But here you can hear the sound quite nicely.
Yes. You have me curious, by the way. I have to find out what that instrument is.
Hmm. There we go. Flower Garden by Super Mario World, Yoshi Island. What do we have? Oh yes, this is a speed painter that I found. She's drawing. Actually, I don't know if it's she or he. Sorry, but they're drawing Mika from Street Fighter,
Ah,
and it looks like she's wearing Sakura's uniform eventually. But
interesting.
so with the new season now, have you been watching any new anime or just too busy with work again?
I've been a little too busy with work, but
Hmm.
I did get into a conversation with one of my coworkers who also watches anime, and there are a couple of songs. There are a couple of series that I may have to start watching, as it may pain me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I may have to continue watching Konosuba,
Oh
and
yes.
I may need to continue watching Rising of the Shield Hero. And I just might, because some of my cousins have been watching it, so I don't seem so old, I may have to start watching One Piece.
Hmm. The live version or the original one or the new Netflix one?
Yes.
Okay.
The melodica, that's what it is. No, wait, that can't be it. No, that's the keyboard one. Okay.
Are you online looking for the instrument?
Oh, I am absolutely looking for that instrument.
Excellent. Good. Yeah, I'm watching a couple anime. I finally started catching up on Soso no Freiren. Free Aaron. I'm gonna probably get my butt kicked for mispronouncing that by the fans,
It's German.
but
You
yes,
might.
yeah.
I found the instrument. It's called a piano horn.
Sounds like the simplest name in the world.
You'd think. And then you have instruments like that are called didgeridoos.
Oh, those are fun.
Make a very nice sound, by the way.
Hmm. So yeah, as I was saying, it looks like the wrestler is sort of borrowed Sakura's uniform. The ribbon's a little different, but
It looks good on her, though.
yes, it does. So yes, Soso no Freiren, and let's see. Oh, Sukoshi Cheat. It's a story about a high schooler who's been sent to another world, and all his classmates got special powers, and he's left alone with a couple of other classmates because he didn't get special powers. And but it turns out he has the ability to kill anybody with just saying die.
Interesting. I suppose the question becomes, does he do it?
The it's pretty much Death Note without Death Note.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Of course, he does do it. He probably does it a lot and doesn't get caught for a while.
No, well, there are some people in that other world who are trying to figure out how his powers work. At one, should I spoil it a little, or should I?
Hmm. Spoil it a little bit.
Okay, there's one point. Well, he can choose. I like the shadowing in this part, by the way. This is really where it gets interesting. Okay,
Oh yeah. Oh
so
no, that's really good shadow work.
yeah, I always love when they put in the shadow work like that. That's it really does set it off. Oh, they gave her glasses. An absolute win, I see, as I say.
Well, they usually give her a mask, don't they?
Yeah. So at one point, he can actually choose to have certain parts of the body die, and he has one person have their eyes die, and the healers can't cure their eyesight, and they take out the character's eyes and then they replace them with new eyes, and the eyes still don't work. And even when they turn them into a vampire, their eyes still don't work. So that was a unique. Oh, this one's funny.
Sounds like an interesting scenario.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't noticed, they made a remake of the Bugs Bunny cartoon. Aw.
That's all
Right.
kinds of fun.
Right.
Oh. I do
Well,
love this one.
this was both of these, I believe, were made by Ramen and Cookies. So on YouTube. So do check them out. Oh,
Definitely gonna have to.
yeah. And more instruments. Uh,
Ooh, this reminds me of something. It's a longer video, much longer video.
hmm,
Um, but there is a jazz pianist on YouTube who analyzed this song,
hmm,
and his reactions are very, very good.
hmm.
Let me see if I can find it for you.
I should probably get back into this series. It was made by the same person who made Love is War,
Ah,
which I also didn't finish, but still has some very powerful moments.
I've never finished Angel Beats.
Hmm. Oh, that's a totally different author, I think.
Oh yeah, no, I mean to say what I mean to say is that I've not ever finished it, and I hear that one's very emotionally impactful.
Oh yeah, no, I saw the ending, and yeah,
I do need to finish watching a lot.
hmm.
I've started generating a list of anime that I've either watched, have planned to watch, started watching and fell off, or just decided not to watch anymore on my anime list. It's a very useful app.
Hmm.
It's great for tracking. I finally got back into it, and I realized that I hadn't been I'd been a little further out from watching anime than I thought. Hope one of these
So,
days I can turn that around.
so for those who are watching along, this made by Tsugaru Shamai-sen player Hana. You want to see more of her stuff on YouTube?
Very good.
And I ended up getting another Shamai-sen. I really ended up getting into some of the Shamai-sen. And I probably Shamisen.
It's impressive work.
Yeah. Did you ever play Undertale?
No, I never really did. I
Yeah.
hear good things about it though.
My nephew got into it, but I never did. By the way, I'd like to thank Steam for keeping me from playing my Steam library now that it's 2024, and they blocked me because my OS is too old now.
Oh, right. That happened.
Yeah.
Why they keep doing that to people with older machines, I'll never know.
I wonder if this is happening for people who bought some of their hardware. I remember a couple years ago they sold a couple.
Yeah, I have no recollection of this.
Hmm.
But the song is very, very good.
Hmm. Yeah, it's another one of those songs that survived by memes as well.
Excellent.
Some beautiful finger work.
Yes. Very impressed.
So that was Shamisen player Shamil. I might have one more. We'll see. Or that may have been the end of my list. Let's go out of full screen. Yep, that was the last one.
Okay. I put that video in the chat that I was talking about, by the way.
Okay. Okay, here it is.
It's only been a few months.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Let's go back. See if we can hit play. No.
It's only been a few months since the Japanese duo Yoasobi has put out one of their newest songs, Idol. And I heard this for the first time recently and was immediately like, whoa, okay, hold on. I gotta take a look at this.
All right. This video is about 15 minutes long. You be able to sound that or?
I'm sorry, one more time?
It's a 15-minute video, so are you gonna be able to watch the whole thing or?
Okay, so we have
Yeah, I've got a little bit of time. I can do that.
Okay.
the second time it goes, kind of it. All right, so we've now established A flat minor as our sort of home base here. Ah, okay, very simple. We have this, and then we go. That's it. So it's kind of like in a minor key. This is like flat. Well, this is the root. A flat minor, and then the flat 6 chord, which we've talked about before, is very commonly used in anime, which
He
is
speaks
A
in funny
major,
letters.
and then it just drops to the 5. So it drops down a half step from the flat 6 to the 5 chord, which is E
Yeah,
flat.
it's like he's speaking a whole different language than what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is super cool. I always love how so much anime uses very complex harmony, but it does it in a way that's applied to a style that feels like it shouldn't have complex harmony like that, but then it does, and you're just like, where did this come from? Now, really, in its essence, all that's happening here is sort of a descending bass line. We have, but when we move that bass note, it changes the functionality of the chord. So we have A flat minor. Now, what would you look at this as? I mean, what I'm literally playing right now is a G major augmented chord. We could say that's it. B major over its 5. This chord would basically be an F half diminished or an F minor 7 flat 5. So we just have that. And does it go to the E there? Yep.
So, just a reminder for those who are watching and want to see this again, you can always watch our Watch Together room, or you can go check out our Discord where we list all the videos that we watched today.
That's a nice chord change right there. Now
Yes.
we get into, I guess, what you might call our thematic, like our main melody of the song. And I actually wrote this out because I was fascinated by it. So. Whoa! Okay, this is just super cool. There's so much stuff going on in here. Take a look. So we have
Really?
Beautiful melody, right?
Yes.
It's delivered very quickly, so we almost don't even have too much of a chance to sit on it and experience the melody.
And I really like the way that he plays the melody slow. It kind of sounds like it's supposed to be that way.
Yes.
It's a very natural sound.
Then it goes. We have this really clever thing that
Like, you kind of want to hear it at a bar.
These 2 5s.
Just
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Smoky room,
Instead of actually going
waiting for that beautiful woman to walk in.
Between cups of coffee,
Yeah,
and bowls of curry.
bowls of curry.
The relative minor of E is D flat or C sharp minor, and vice versa, right? And this brings us back our 5 chord to, and then we do our quick 2 5. This time we do.
Actually, you know what? This part of the melody almost reminds me of the moment in Chrono Trigger where he first goes back in time.
Was it the overworld theme from Going Back in Time, or was it something else?
Overworld theme. It goes
a little bit.
bum 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 bum.
I can see how you thought that. Yeah, it's a good observation.
Okay, that is very similar, but now what we've done is we've just taken our home base of A flat minor and we've just moved it up. So we've modulated up a half step. It's very typical modulation when you want to start moving.
Now I'm interested in finding someone who can play this, do a piano rendition of this, but play it slowly. What we might do is we might take the piano rendition video and play it like a half speed.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
All right. Yeah, just like that.
Now right here, I wrote it as like just a shift.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I was going to message you earlier today, but I believe that Fanime's live programming has opened.
Oh, is this the one in Palmdale?
No,
There it is.
the one in San Jose.
Cool. So in this
Oh,
next section,
oh
it's a lot
my.
more clean. Let's take a
Yeah,
look at how
they've opened up their listing. So if you wanted to volunteer, I mean not volunteer, but if you wanted to sign up for a panel
Mhm.
submissions, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes. Now,
same thing.
as seems we're very limited
Now watch this.
with both our jobs. I'm pretty much stuck in Wyoming for 4 months straight at a time.
Mm.
That is super cool. Okay, and what we're doing there is we're
I
taking
Well, if
don't know.
anybody out there wants to submit for a panel for Fanime,
and we're
it
walking
is
from
now open.
Yeah.
to that 2,
Yeah. Just a reminder that
5, 1, right? And again,
the city of San Jose is
have
a
fun.
little
Just
bigger
that
than any of the cities we
little
have here in Wyoming.
just that little drop of color that sticks out and
Just a
creates
little bit.
interesting
Yeah.
emotion.
I'm sure that people can adjust.
Hmm.
I have faith in our audience.
Hmm.
It may be misplaced, but I do have faith.
And then at the end, we have what you might call in Baroque music a Picardy third, right? Where you're
A
expecting a
Picardy
resolution
third.
to the minor chord, like we've been doing the whole time, but instead all we do is we just make it major. And
Hmm.
it creates this like, whoa, okay, where did that come from? That's this
Nice, like how Fugue in G minor ends.
and that's the perfect wrap up for this section. Moving into halftime, back to this kind of like rap thing, but the rap is done in major thirds. The vocal is repeated, but down a major third, and it creates this kind of like demonic sort of sound to it. And
Yes, it
sounds
does.
really, really cool.
That sounds like how the voice is distorted.
Oh yeah.
It gives it that
Right
extra
back to
kick.
that section.
That in addition to the meter
Melody section with
that she's rapping to, it's very interesting.
Mm.
Now back to another sort of halftime section. This time we're slowing it down. We have another rap section, and you'll notice here we're using that same that we introduced in the very beginning,
Mm.
right? Only now we open it up. With a little just interlude in between there to separate these sections. Before we start into our next melodic section. Nice, we get to hear the harmony with the piano here. Wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
There it is.
What are we doing? All right, look at this. This is nuts. This is so cool.
What are we doing? We're just changing chords.
Still in the same key. Still in A minor, realistically, right? So we can really hear this 2/5 illustrated quite well, which normally would take us to F major, but again, we go back to D minor 7 in this case.
And then almost there. Almost there. I can see it.
And here we set up that same progression as we've been using, only now we do this. Watch this. What?
Excuse me. The music can do whatever it feels like, sir.
You gotta be kidding me. All right, so here's
I don't think he's I don't think he's fighting the music. I think he's simply floored that the music is doing what it do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll allow it.
Like opening up of it builds up the
As long as you can find it in your heart to do so.
down a half step. It's a very unusual direction to change key because kind of the opposite of everything we just said about key changes. So here we're just like going back to where we started. But yes, that's exactly what happens. By moving down a half step, we end up back at the beginning of the tune. It's such a cool key change, and it's very unexpected because it kind of just drops out of nowhere. There's no setup. Remember how we've talked about on this channel that you can kind of set up any key change you want? It's just like
Actually, one of the best songs out there. Well, not one of the best songs out there.
Whoa, where did that come from? That's what's happening here. Listen.
The The Doom Eternal. There's that one song. The only thing they fear is you. It's like every just comes out of nowhere every so often.
Oh yeah,
And then we
that's a
changed
good
it
one.
again. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Okay. So I want you to take a look at every place that we just went to. Okay, so we started that section. We started in A minor because we went right. So we're in A minor, and then we go down,
Hmm.
and at the end of that section, what do? We go up a whole step. Watch this.
It's actually very interesting how it can change your mood just by
There's our 2-5.
you know going back and forth with that.
Oh, absolutely. That's the power of chord work,
Hmm.
or that's the power of
So this
keys.
whole song is
That's the
really
power of the keyblade.
utilizing almost the same chord
I
progression
had
throughout the
to.
song.
Hmm.
We derive our building process. We derive a lot of our motion, our journey with key changes. And the key changes at first, we think they're just going to be pretty conventional. We just go up a half step, right? That's pretty normal. But then we go down a half step to give you a moment of like, oh, wait, what's going on here? And notice what's happening during that drop. When we drop the half step, check it out. This is the low point of the song, right? It's just voice and piano. And so it almost feels like this is sort of our lull, our moment of breath. We're like, okay, let's relax for a second. When the harmony goes downwards in that direction, it really
Hmm.
emphasizes that because it's setting us up for this. Now we're going somewhere totally new. We haven't been here yet.
Mm.
And then the rest of the song kind of takes us out in that chord progression. I mean, how cool is that usage of harmony to move us around and create different momentum, helping us either build and grow or like pull back and kind of relax for a second or introduce something new entirely. I mean, it's something as simple as a key change, but the direction and distance of those key changes makes all the difference in the world. This is just such a brilliantly written song.
It's also why
I'm surprised that
intros are
it
so
didn't blow
important, and
up.
when you have the right music for an intro,
This is the
it
first time that
just
I've
hooks
ever
people to
motivated
watch the rest
I am
of the
prepared.
series,
This is
rest of
super
the
cool.
episode too.
Before we go, I want to remind you
Oh,
guys my
absolutely.
jazz
I mean,
piano
I
blog
probably would
is
have considered
there's a link in the
um,
description below. And
Onagai
this blog
teacher to be a little bit trashy, but mostly harmless. And
help outside companies
then I heard the intro and I got hooked.
to create something directly from me, directly for you, so that if you
Yeah,
want to
that
do
was
a channel and you want to get something super useful
pretty.
that you can
I
use
have plenty of
in your
fan service in
journey,
that
you
one.
have that opportunity to do so rather than me promoting some random company that's not really related to either of us. Wound up being over 200 pages. I don't know how that happened. I kind of got carried away, I guess. So it's a 200 plus page ebook complete with backing tracks for everything that you're going to learn in that book. I took 10 standard jazz chord progressions and I wrote 5
So yeah,
choruses
the
for
rest of
each of
this
them.
is basically just
And you're
him
going through each of them and it's
Plugging.
difficult and starts exploring
plugging.
a new concept. And for each of those 10 chord
Okay.
progressions, there is a backing
Should
track.
do you
And
want
I
to
made it
watch
so that
something
if you
else,
ever
or
need
should I
something that
just?
you want to use, there's versions that have
I think I have
literally
time for
notes
one more.
play just
All
through the
right.
piano. There's one that has
Gifts of
just a
sound,
drum.
or
If you want to take care of all the
Sure, I
drum
like Gifts of
sounds, there's
Sound.
one that has like a little light
all
electric
right.
piano
Let's
Rhodes accompaniment in case you
pick
want
a
to use some
random one.
chords, but you don't want
Please let this
another
work.
piano sound to get in your way. And
Oh no.
Hello. Hello.
I should not have laughed at that. All right. So 8 minutes long. Okay. Ah.
Ooh, and that's why you don't ghost ride the whip.
Uh,
I only feel a little bad for laughing at that.
Mhm.
Meow.
Meow.
Ooh,
That's wrong.
that's
But
super wrong.
I expect that from China. I mean, what?
Oh boy.
I hope that was a small camera at least.
Look at Randy Orton slithering.
Like a
Watch out,
GoPro.
watch out, watch out.
Mm.
Ooh, nice. I
Yes,
need to play
deer
more
will
of that
do.
game.
Deer will do that to you.
Oh yeah. You do not want to screw with deer. What?
Yes.
Ouch.
Oh no. Oh no. Why?
That he fucked me with a toothbrush. He fucked me with a tooth.
You know. She.
That was a little predictable, but I still enjoyed it. It's another game I have yet to play.
Yeah.
Ooh, very nice. Well done.
So that's what happened to all the dinosaurs.
Mystery solved.
Need a new refrigerator?
I will shoot you out of the plane in Minecraft.
iPhone 11.
That's the best I can do.
The future. Magic.
I have not done anything quite as impressive as that.
No, I think that's peak impressive.
Ta-da!
Oh, this was also another good anime.
Oh, what was this one?
I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but
That's okay. I want that sound system. I want it.
but your rearview mirrors.
I still want it.
All right. Oh, At least you're getting exercise. Yeah.
Seems obligatory at this point.
Hmm.
You know, I do find a lot of videos saying what's like the best fight in American animation was. On a
Mhm.
technicality, I think that one should have won.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh dear.
Impressive.
Not sure what that bird's going after, but he looks motivated.
Okay, cat.
Call me.
Okay, kitty cat.
Got that chop, got that stick, bitch, I'm trapping these. Ramen noodles on my dick when I'm clapping cheeks. Going stupid in the whip cause I cannot see. Try to bring your dog, then you better bring that cutlery. Get into the chips, on it's blue like the Rimo. Nice guy, but I spit flames like I'm Iroh. Talking at your neck, I bring the drum. Tycho, lames get to speaking, know what's up, bitch, Ohio. I'm a fucking shogun, running in my face.
Oh, Ohio. Okay, I get it.
Bitch, I need more huns, one rest dog at the pound cause I stole one.
And that's going to do it for us tonight. Just going to wait for the outro to out.
There's always one last thing to pop up, and here it is.
Go be a hour.
All right. So, where can they find you now that you're back from Anime Los Angeles?
Well, now that I'm back from Anime Los Angeles, you can find me as ever on Twitch at CoronaVash. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter if you care. Where can they find you, sir?
They can find me here. This is pretty much all I have. Like I said, we post our things on Discord. We also have accounts on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, Locals, but of course we're mostly frequent over on Telegram. So be sure to check us out and there especially. So until next time, this is Pedro Guys Rodriguez.
And I am Nathan Blackvash Hall. You've been awesome, and this has been posted. We are Post-Apocalypse, and this was the most boring anime podcast ever.
Good night, everyone.